How's it going, Nitrosites? It's me, the Nitro General here, and today, I know it's almost December and it's almost the holiday season, so I'm going to be making a video for you guys going over the top 10 things that I wish I knew about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee before I started playing it. That way, you guys can, get the games for Christmas, because I know a lot of you are probably, going to ask for them for Christmas, and you guys won't have to learn the hard way about all this stuff. So let's get right into the video. I really hope you guys enjoy. Before I get into it, if you guys can leave a like down below and tell me that you like it, tell me in the comments below if you want me to do anything else in Pokemon Eevee and Pokemon Let's Go. I've beaten both of them, so if there's any questions you have, make sure to leave them down below. I'll try my best to answer them or make a video for you guys if you want. Alright guys, let's get into it. Number one, these games are a total remake of Pokemon Yellow. So like the storyline is almost verbatim from Pokemon Yellow. There's a few little plot points that are different. I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to spoil anything, but there are a little bit different. This also means that the original 151 Pokemon are the only Pokemon that are available in the game. So you can't get any Pokemon past red and blue. So in yellow, I mean that's really it. So there's no Sun and Moon Pokemon, there's nothing. The only Pokemon that weren't available in Pokemon Yellow that are available in this game are the Alolan forms of the Cantonian Pokemon. So throughout the games, in different Pokemon centers, you can go in there and you can trade the Cantonian Pokemon for their Alolan forms. And by that I mean like, Geodude, Vulpix, and Exeggutor, and all of these Pokemon. And you can do this as many times as you want. You can trade the same person 20 times if you want. And I don't think you can get them shiny. I'm pretty sure they're shiny locked. I'm not sure if you trade them a shiny, if they'll give you a shiny back. I just got my first shiny, hunted shiny, last night. I got a shiny Geodude, and I may just try it just to see, but I'm going to save it before and then shut it off right after, because I don't want, to happen. But if you get a shiny Alolan form when you trade a Cantonian form, that would be pretty cool, but I don't think that's how it works. Why aren't you focusing on me? Focus on me, camera. There we go. Alright, so why are you not focusing on me? Hello? There we go. So yeah, so everything is basically the same. So you can't get any of the Pokemon past that, which also means that on any, pre-evolutions or extra evolutions for the Cantonian Pokemon that were added in later games are also not in that game. So this means that you can't get like Electivire and Magmortar because you can't, they're not in that game because they weren't in original Yellow. This also means that you can't get like Steelix or Scizor or anything like that. But it's also kind of because there aren't any held items either, because there weren't any held items in Pokemon Yellow, so you can't get any held items to put on your Pokemon. So you can't like evolve the Pokemon with trading held items because you can't have held items. And there's also no abilities either, because there weren't any abilities in Pokemon Yellow. There are natures though, and I find that kind of weird because I don't think there were natures in Pokemon Yellow. I could be wrong, correct me below in the comments, but I don't think there was any natures in Pokemon Yellow, but there is in Pokemon Let's Go. So basically, yeah, so I think you can, like, actually more Pokemon spawn in different places than they do in Pokemon Yellow. So like, you can't get, I'm sure you can get the same Pokemon in the same locations, but there's more Pokemon that you can get, and these Pokemon spawn in more locations. So other than that, it's really verbatim from Pokemon Yellow. So any Pokemon that weren't in the original Pokemon Yellow, you can't get in Let's Go. Which I was kind of sad about, because I really, really wanted a Steelix, because I caught an Onix, and I was hoping that, Onix's stats would be boosted like they were in Pokemon Yellow. But that's not how it was, because after when he got a Steelix form, of course Onix's stats went down because he had an evolution. And I thought with this one that Onix would be as powerful as he was in Pokemon Yellow because he didn't have an evolution, but that's not how it is. He's just as powerful as he was in like Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. So yeah, so that kind of lets me down. But yeah, so other than that, it's exactly verbatim from what it is. So if you play Pokemon Yellow, you shouldn't really have a problem with, playing through the other games. Now, second is that in any Pokemon games that I've really played, like on the DS, ever since they came out on the Nintendo DS, they've had a global trading system, or the GTS, that you could go online and trade with people or battle with people far away and everything like that. That is not the case in Pokemon Let's Go. You cannot go and put Pokemon up in the global trading system. You can't battle random people. You can't trade with random people. The only people that you can trade with are people that are far away or people that are close to you. Now, if you want to trade with people far away, you have to enter in the same code as they do. So and it's like, it has like a couple Pokemon. You put in like 6 of the same Pokemon as they do, and then you connect with them far away. But in order to do that, you have to have Nintendo Online, which, if you guys watched my review of Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu I posted last week, then you would know that that's one of my pet peeves about the game, is that there isn't any online at all. Like there was in almost every Pokemon game I've played. But I know there wasn't in Pokemon Yellow, so why would there be in this game? So, it's not the biggest deal, but that means like you can't go online with people and trade with somebody, and the only way you can trade with a friend that's not like right next to you is if you pay money for the Nintendo Online. And it's not cheap either. It's actually kind of expensive, and I don't have the money for it, and I'm sure you guys probably don't have the money for it either. And it kind of sucks that Nintendo, after you pay $60 for this game, they want even more money from you per month to get Nintendo Online so you can trade with people online. And there really isn't very much you can do online in Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. So buying online just for these games, it's not even worth it just to buy it, because the only thing you can do with that is trade with people that are far away or battle. And it's really, I don't really like that. So that's the second thing that I wish I knew before, but it really doesn't impact my decision of getting the game. The next one is something in-game. This one is something in-game. Now, as you know, Nidoking and Nidoqueen are in, the first generation, so are Clefable and Wigglytuff. And the 4 things that these Pokemon have in common is that they evolve using a Moonstone. Now, if you guys, this is like the biggest thing I wish I knew before I started playing the game. If you want to use one of these Pokemon, like I had a Nidorino and I was all planning to use a Nidoking all throughout the game. That was one Pokemon that I knew that I really, really wanted to catch. In order to get a Moonstone, you can only get Moonstones in Mount Moon. You can buy every other stone, including the Ice Stone to evolve the Alolan forms of the Cantonian Pokemon, in the Celadon City department store. But you can't buy Moonstones. The only places you can find them are in Mount Moon. Now, in Mount Moon in this game, you basically traverse through Mount Moon, and there are 2 ladders, 2 places where you can go downstairs. Now, once you go downstairs, in both of those places, like fully downstairs, there are craters in there. And as you walk into the crater, your Pokemon, either Pikachu or Eevee's tail, will start shaking. And it's a hidden item, and then you find it, and it's a Moonstone. And after you leave for a while and come back, you can find those Moonstones again. But if you guys, I forgot about this, and I'm sure you guys probably have too. Once you come out of Mount Moon going towards Cerulean, is it Cerulean? Yeah, Cerulean City. You jump off a ledge into the grass to go into Cerulean City, and you can't get back to Mount Moon unless until you get cut. And that's farther into the game. And I mean, it's not even that easy to get, to traverse back through there. And if you don't want to, and you might not even be able to get back there until you get Fly, which is in, I can't remember what city it's in, but yeah. So you want to grab those moons. If you want to use Nidoking or Nidoqueen or Clefairy or Wigglytuff, you want to grab those Moonstones before you jump into Cerulean City. I wish I knew that, because I couldn't even get, a Nidoking until, way farther into the game where all my Pokemon were too high of levels. So yeah, and while we're on this topic too, you can't get a Magikarp until you get Surf, because there's no fishing in the game. And you can't get Surf until Lavender Town, which is pretty far into the game. So you can get a Magikarp in the Pokemon Center right next to Mount Moon. Right next to Mount Moon, you go into there and you talk to the fisherman in the top corner, and he'll sell you a Magikarp for $500. If you don't buy that Magikarp, you're not going to be able to get a Magikarp until, Lavender City. And I was all planning on using a Gyarados. Granted, I caught a Gyarados, way farther into the game, like right before Blaine's gym. I caught a Gyarados, and it was like level 40. But so you can't, if you really really want to do that, you have to buy the Magikarp before the Mount Moon, because you can't get back until later in the game. So that's two. Is that there are a lot of things you got to do. There's a couple things you might want to grab before you leave Mount Moon. The second one, or that was the third one. So the fourth one is trade evolutions. So as you know that there are a few Pokemon that can only be evolved if you trade them with a friend, which are Machoke, Graveler, and Haunter. I believe those are the only three that you can only get with that. And you need that to complete your Pokedex. And these three Pokemon do not spawn in the wild. Machamp, Golem, and Gengar do not spawn in the wild. So you can't catch those. You have to trade. So unless you have to have somebody who has another Switch and another game to be able to get those Pokemon. So the one thing, I was really hoping is that you'd be able to either catch them in the wild, or you'd be able to have an NPC who would be able to, trade with you, as they've had in a couple other games, to show you that some Pokemon evolve by trading. They've had an NPC who will trade you a Pokemon to evolve it. So I was just kind of hoping they had that, and they don't. So the only way that you can get those three Pokemon is if you trade with somebody. And Switches are not cheap, so unless you have a friend that has a Switch, you're not going to be able to get those Pokemon unless you trade with somebody far away. But again, you need to know somebody far away who has a Switch and pay the money for online. So that's number 4. Kind of something small, but something I wished I would have known, because I had a Machoke all the way up until the Elite Four. And I used all my candies on my Machoke to power it up, because it really isn't that strong until it becomes a Machamp. So yeah. So 5 is that there isn't any DLC for Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. They've already said that there won't be any DLC, and there's nothing you can buy in-game. So after you buy the game, besides buying the online, so after you buy the game, you really don't have to spend any money on the game, which I kind of liked, and it was something that I didn't know, but I learned, and I'm actually kind of glad that you didn't have to spend extra money, that they didn't add a way in to buy, in-game cash, because I always hated when, games did that, unless they were like mobile games. But like when games are like, hey, you pay this money and you get all this money, so people who have a lot more money than I do can, be rich and buy all this stuff and give you like a really unfair advantage in the game. And I never thought that was really good, because you could spend more money and then go right through the game, and it really wouldn't even be a challenge. It's not even fun. So I like how you can't, spend money to buy in-game cash. So number 5 is you don't have to spend any money besides Pokemon Online in the game after you buy it. So number 6 is lures. Now, if you guys have played Pokemon Go, you know that there was an item introduced in that game called lures that basically make Pokemon spawn more often. In Pokemon Let's Go, there are more lures, and which is really cool about the lures is that not only do they attract more Pokemon and let more rare Pokemon spawn more easily, they also cut the shiny chance in half. So it goes from like 4,000 and something down to 2,096 just by using one lure. And lures aren't the most cheapest thing in the game, but the biggest thing is that you don't have to buy, there's regular lures, there's super lures, and there's max lures, just like with repels. And just like with repels, the only thing that's different about those is that the steps. So most of the time when you shiny hunt, if you find one spot and you kind of stand there and you just move out of the way every few minutes to avoid other Pokemon walking with you, you can have a regular lure last super long. So the only difference is that they just last a little bit longer. So honestly, I would spend less money to buy regular lures, because it's no different than, it doesn't increase your shiny chance more to have a max lure than it does for just regular lure. So the cheapest one is a regular lure, and I can't remember how much it is, but don't waste your money. Do not waste your money on max lures, because they're basically useless unless you're just planning on running around, and then you waste all your money. So I would just go with regular lures, because this is something I wish, because I spent money on max lures for so long until I watched a video where a guy was like, oh no, you don't have to spend more money, just get a regular lure. And then I was like, well, that sucks. So yeah, and that leads me into the 7th thing, which is spend your money wisely, because again, there aren't any wild battles. So once you encounter a Pokemon, you don't fight them. You just go right into throwing the ball. The only thing that's different is that at the end of the game, you can catch the 3 legendary birds and Mewtwo and Snorlax. These 5 Pokemon are the only ones that you have to battle and defeat before you can catch them. So yeah, other than that, when you encounter any Pokemon, you don't battle them. You just start throwing Pokeballs, and you can just throw Pokeballs and miss and do everything like that and think it's okay, because when you win battles, you also get more Pokeballs. But once you run out of Pokeballs, then you can they're cheap enough that you can buy. I think 1 Ultra Ball in this game is just as much as a regular Pokeball was in any other game, $500. So you spend all this money on Pokeballs, and then they just go so fast, especially when you're shiny hunting, because then you got to build up a chain, and you're catching all these Pokemon, and your Pokeballs go, super fast. Like right now, I have like 4 Ultra Balls left, and I'm saving these 4 for when I find my shiny Ponyta that I'm hunting, and then I go back to the Elite Four, beat the Elite Four, and get enough money to buy 100 Ultra Balls and some more lures. So yeah, that is something else that I really wish I would have known, is to spend your money wisely, because you are going to need it, especially if you plan to shiny hunt. If you don't plan to shiny hunt, then just ignore this one. But if you do plan to shiny hunt, which I'm guessing most of you do, then just, you want to spend your money wisely in the game. So that's 7. 8 is you can't evolve your starters, which kind of sucks. I knew this before starting the game, but I thought it was just worth noting. So Pikachu can't evolve into Raichu, and Eevee can't evolve into Jolteon, Flareon, or Vaporeon. Now you can catch wild Pikachus in the wild, and you can catch wild Eevees in the wild in both games. They're not version exclusives. So if you want to catch them and then evolve it, so you can have a Raichu and an Eevee on your team. But if you play Let's Go Eevee, you can evolve Eevee, and if you play Let's Go Pikachu, you can evolve Pikachu. Now you can take these Pokemon off your teams if you want, but just like in Pokemon Yellow, their stats are a little bit boosted. So they're a little bit more powerful than they would be in a regular game, if you know what I mean. So, like, I beat the Elite Four with my Eevee because it's actually decently strong. They're just as strong as a Final Evolution would be in a regular game, because they can evolve that their stats are boosted. So that's something else I would recommend. If you're going to play through it multiple times, then go ahead, don't worry about using it, but you can't play Let's Go Eevee without just using the Eevee through the whole game. I mean, it's, it works, it's well, everything like that. Alright, so 9 is, it's not a main series game. So, just like I said before, you can't get any more than 151 Pokemon. No, they've already stated that they're going to release another Pokemon game on the Switch next year. 2019, they're going to release another main series game, which means that they will have, and I think they said that it was going to be another generation. I think it's Gen 9, I think is the new one that they're going to come out with, and which means that there'll be new Pokemon, new starters, new everything like that. And they've already stated that there'll probably be a way to take Pokemon from your DS games and put them on that. So yeah, so that's that's the biggest thing. So if you guys are really hoping that you can transfer all the, I'm sure there'll be a way to transfer Let's Go Pokemon too, but if you guys skip this one just and wait for the the main series game comes out next year, it won't be the biggest deal, because like I said, this isn't even a main series game. It's just a spin-off remake. Doesn't make it any less good as the Pokemon games, because by far I think it's one of the best ones that they've ever made, but like I said, it's not a main series game. So I think that was 9. So the last one I'm going to go over is after the game. There is not a ton to do like in the other games, but there are 3 main things that you want to do after you beat the game. The number 1 thing that you want to do after you beat the game is go for the legendaries. Now, like Moltres is in Victory Road. I actually stumbled across Moltres before getting to the Elite Four, and of course you got to beat them and then catch them. I caught all 3 of the legendaries with a Ultra Ball, and I'm planning on catching Mewtwo with the Master Ball. Now, all 3 legendary birds are level 50. So, like I said, Moltres is in the the Victory Road. The Articuno's in the Seafoam Islands, and Zapdos is in the Power Plant. So you catch those 3, and you gotta beat them and then catch them. Now, Mewtwo is in the same spot that he always has been. I think the legendary birds are too, but I might be wrong. but Mewtwo's has always been in that little cave right off of Cerulean. But you can't catch Mewtwo until you beat the game, until you beat the Elite Four. You can catch the legendary birds before. Now, once you beat the game and become champion, you can go there and the guy will let you in. You traverse through the cave, got to push a bunch of things down. You can look up a walkthrough for that, and then you battle Mewtwo. But Mewtwo is level 70. I haven't even been able to catch Mewtwo because none of my Pokemon are high enough leveled. Finally, through shiny hunting, I have pretty much all level 70s, but I haven't caught Mewtwo yet because I'm in the process of shiny hunting and I don't want to break my chain. But after I catch the shiny Ponyta, I'm going to catch Mewtwo. So yeah, so it's level 70. You have to beat it, and then you can catch it. I saved my Master Ball for it. So yeah, the second thing you can do after you beat the game is that hunt down the 3 characters: red, blue, yellow. Now, blue is not the gym leader of the last gym like he was in Soul Silver and Heart Gold, and I'm not sure if he was in Pokemon Yellow. I can't really remember. It's been a while, but he is not. So you can hunt him down and you can battle him. You can battle red and you can battle green. Now, if you guys don't know who green is, I actually thought it was gonna be your rival, so I named my rival Green, but it ended up not being Green. Green is the girl that you can play as in Pokemon Yellow. So it's basically a girl that you can hunt down and battle too. So those are the 3 trainers. Actually, there's 4 things you can do. The last one is you can go to, I'm pretty sure they have a battle resort in this game. I haven't quite got to it yet. Like I just said. But, so I haven't quite made it to there. But, I'm pretty sure there's a battle resort you can get. And then the third thing and the last thing you can do is that there are master trainers, which there is 1 trainer that you can battle for every Pokemon in the game, even the legendaries, that you can battle with a Pokemon, and once you defeat them, you'll get the trainer like Eevee Master, Bulbasaur Master, beat the trainer that only has that Pokemon. So those are cool, so you can do that, and that's one thing you can do after the game. But yeah, so that is 10 things I wish I knew before I got Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. I know, like I said before, I know the holiday season is coming up, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment, tell me you enjoyed, or tell me something else you want me to tell you about the games. But that is everything for me, guys. I just thought this would be a nice thing to get out for you guys, but yeah. So, I guess I'll talk to you later, Nitrosites. Nitro General out. Peace.